So, today we are going to cover something really important in programming: variables, object reference variables, and arrays. If you are just starting with Java or any other programming language, this video will make things much clearer. Okay? Now, what is variable? Let's start with the basics. Okay? A variable is simply a container. I mean, think of it like this. If you want to store something, you need a container, right? In the same way, when a program wants to store data, it uses variables. Now, broadly, variables are of two types. First is primitive variables, and these store basic values like numbers, characters, true or false. Okay, and second one is object reference variables. These don't store the actual object, but they store a reference to the object so that we can access the object. Okay, now let's look at primitive variables. For any primitive variable, two things are very important, that is type and its name. Example for example, int x. Here int is the type and x is the variable name. Let's understand this with a real life analogy. Think of data as a coffee cups. Okay, some cups are small, some cups are some cups are tall, some are grande. Each cup can hold a specific amount of coffee. Similarly, each data type has a fixed size and can hold a certain range of values. So, here is the chart of primitive variables. Now, these are the types of primitive variables. Now let's start with the boolean one. So what is boolean? A boolean variable can store only two values, true or false. It's mainly used for decision making. For example, is the user logged in? True or false? Is the number greater than 10? True or false? The size of boolean is JVM dependent. But don't worry about that now. Just remember boolean is for Boolean is for yes or no or true or false conditions. Okay. Now the second one is character. A char stores a single characters like A, B, hash or even symbols. Okay. In Java, character takes 16 bit of memory. Why 16 bits? Because Java uses Unicode, so it can support many languages. Okay. The value range is from 0 to 65535, but practically you use it to store characters, not numbers. Okay? You don't have to remember or memorize this right now. You'll understand it with practice. Okay? So there are these more types like byte, short, int, long, float, double. Like integer, you have used it so many times. Okay? Just like that, others are the types of variables. Just note this down, but you don't have to memorize it. Okay. Now, here's something important that confuses many students or beginners. Suppose you write int x equal to 52. Now, what is the type of variable? Integer. Yes. And short y equal to y. Now, what is the type of variable y? Short. But if you run these two statements, it will give an error. Why? Because an integer has a larger capacity than a short. Even if the value is small, the compiler doesn't take the risk. Okay. So remember this rule. Smaller type can fit into bigger type, but bigger type cannot be fit in smaller type. Okay. Like it's just like you can pour a water from a small cup to a big cup, right? But you can't pour a milk or water from big cup to small cup. It will overflow. That is the logic used here. Okay. So now assigning values to variables. means giving values to variables. Assigning simply means giving values to variables. Example, x equal to 50, is large equal to true, x equal to y, x equal to y plus 10. So assignment can be direct or or with expressions. Okay. So here the assignment is direct, x equal to 50. We are giving directly value 50 to x. But here it is expression, and whatever the value of y, that will be added with 10 and then it will be assigned to x. Now naming the variables is also important. You cannot start a name of variable with a number like 2 first. You can't name a variable 2 first because it is starting with number. But first 2 is okay. Number at the end is okay. Number at the middle is okay. A variable name must start with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. Okay. Now here is the mnemonic for remembering the primitive data types. Best class brings success in life for dreamers. Here, the initials of each word will give you the data types, primitive data types. Boolean, char, byte, short, integer, life, long, float, and double. Okay, now let's move to object reference variables. A reference A reference variable does not store the object itself. It stores the reference that tells Java where the object is located. Okay? For example, student S1 equal to new student. S1 is the reference variable. Student is the class name and new student is your object created in heap. Heap is basically a memory. Okay? Important points to remember. You cannot perform arithmetic operations on reference variables. All and all reference variables inside one JVM have the same size. Okay. Like if you create two objects here, a student S1, new student, and if you create an object of dog, dog D1 equal to new dog, the size of both will remain same. Okay. Using a dot operator, we can access object methods like s1 dot delete. Okay, so s1 is what? Our reference variable of object student. Okay, this is to access the student s1 dot. Okay, and delete is the method. You will you will apply your methods to your object via this dot operator. Okay, now let's talk about arrays. Okay, an array is used to store multiple values of the same data type. Okay. In arrays, data is stored in continuous memory locations. Each value in each value is accessed using an index number. Okay. Think of, think of array as a apartment building where building is your array. Room number is your index. Room number or floors. These are your indexes. And the people or the items that are living inside the room are your values. Are your values. So, in short, an array is a collection of elements of the same data type stored in a continuous memory locations and accessed using index positions. Okay. Now, memory continuous memory location means the memory in your PC has some places where data is stored. So, continuous memory locations mean one after another memory location. Okay, yes, like this continuous memory locations first, second, third, fourth, and the indexes will always start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and these 22, 59, 79, 67, these are the values, and these are the index positions. Okay, so that's it for this video. We covered variables, primitive types, object reference, and arrays. All the basics you need to know before moving ahead. Okay, so if this explanation helped you, do like the video and subscribe. And yeah, if you have some doubts, drop them in the comment section. I'll try to explain like a friend, okay? Not like a textbook. So you'll understand better.